going on, guys? Hey, happy Tuesday.
Happy TransWorld Tuesday. I
That's
know
right.
we're a couple minutes late because when you're doing a live show, you never know what's gonna happen in the interwebs.
That's exactly it. Blame it on the eclipse.
There we go. There we go. Yes, yes. Speaking of the eclipse, anything crazy or funny happened to you in the last couple of, I guess, hours? Right? It's been a couple of hours, I guess, since the eclipse. Have you been
It's
up
so
there
true.
yet?
It was, it was weird, but nothing crazy. I think you had more totality by you. How about you?
Yeah. Oh, no. So we had the perfect buildup. We actually did it at the haunt. I was calling it Total Eclipse of the Haunt. I was very excited. I came up with that a little late than I should have. And there we were, blockbuster moment, and the biggest cloud ever comes right over. So we didn't get to see all of the rays poking through and the full corona, as they call it. But that's okay. That's all right. The entire experience was really cool.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
It was, now, did you get your glasses? You were all
Oh
set
yeah, we
up.
had the whole glasses. We had the whole thing happening.
It,
Had to have special things. I didn't have a T-shirt made. I was accused of not being totally eclipse ready, but I did have an eclipse playlist going. So there's that.
with obviously some Bonnie Tyler in there,
Oh,
but
of
what else
course,
accents that,
of course. Yeah, but here comes the sun. All of
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
Hello,
well,
darkness, my old friend. All there.
that's a good one. I like
Yeah,
those. It
yeah,
it is wild. I had read some internet stuff about it being like Bonnie Tyler's like runtime of her song is like 4 minutes and 30 seconds or
yeah,
something, the exact amount of time the eclipse happened or whatever. It's
yeah.
something like that.
No, but it was really cool because it did get totally dark and we actually like heard the crickets and heard all of that stuff
Yeah.
happening. And I was like, okay, that's wild. Even the mosquitoes got summoned out, which was interesting
Yeah.
because it wasn't even, I mean, it's warmer than it normally is, but yeah, it was wild, very wild.
It really was. I mean, it just felt weird too. It was eerie.
Yeah. No, and of course, like our town was like, there was tons of people flocking and all that. And yeah, so it was cool.
Yeah, love it, love it. If you got a chance to see any part of the eclipse, how was it for you in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, let us know.
Please let us
Let us
know.
know.
And
And
yeah,
also sound off from where you guys are coming from because
yeah.
we always really, really like to know who's tuning in. And speaking of tuning in, if you didn't hear last week, we're going to be starting pretty soon with some giveaways again. And
Yes.
'tis that season for giving is going to actually happen over on YouTube because that is the space and place to be watching consistently. We found that that is the most reliable platform that exists when it
Yeah.
comes to watching your Trans World live and letting you know that we are live.
Now we're still going to be available on Facebook. So if you want to keep to the norm, and that's great, but we encourage you to go to YouTube because, as Nicole said, you can win a lot more free stuff that's going to be exclusive to YouTube viewers.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. So NCAA tournament is all done.
Yes.
When did your bracket get blown?
You know what's wild is I did pick UConn as the grand champion,
Okay.
which I was very proud of because they were such a powerhouse over the year. I just got a lot of the other matchups
Yeah.
wrong.
Okay. All right. All right.
But yeah, I think I got, it wasn't like a Cinderella year. I know NC State was as close as you can get, they're like an 11 seed, but it was fun to watch. It was a fun ride.
That's amazing. So I actually found myself watching way more when it comes to way more of the women's sports this year than I have in the past. But my mom was a women's basketball player back in the day. So it's something that we frequent the games and stuff. But that was, speaking of Cinderella, that was a very Cinderella style year for Iowa at the very least. And it's not done yet, but
what a great finish for them too.
Yeah.
And I think they had like 14 million more viewers than they've ever had.
Yeah.
I don't know that it matters that Caitlin Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes did not win, because she still had a wonderful year. The entire team had a wonderful year. And as Charles Barkley joked about, she has more advertising and endorsement deals than he does. So
right. No, for sure. So what's surreal is I grew in from my hometown, which is Cicero, New York. We have Breonna Stewart. So
okay.
And actually, my sister went to school with her. She actually lives down the road from, or her grandparents live down the road from us. And so literally I watched her grow up and watched her career blow up and all of the accolades and things that are happening. And yeah, no, it's good to see that it is history is repeating itself for Caitlin on that side. And it's very, very
cool. So much fun. So much fun. Now, but speaking of fun, so we try to honor and love all of our favorite friends that join here. And many of you are in the chat already. I know a lot of you say, hey, I tune every week. Can you see that I tune in? The answer is no, unless you enter the chat. Then we can see you. So
yes,
thank you for all of those that are chatting, but we try to honor all of you, and we try to keep birthdays to within that week of the show. And so because our very own Nicole's birthday was this past Sunday, the 7th, we didn't talk about it on last week's show. We're trying to keep it like, but how was your birthday?
My birthday was wonderful. I mean, I always try to do, and this is going to sound so crazy. I always try to do something for others on my birthday. Last year we did a Make-A-Wish and we helped a young man make a movie. And this year I helped with the Little League Park and getting it all cleaned up and ready for the season and doing everything else. So that is something that brings me joy. And then getting to spend time with my family and do some fun stuff. So yeah, I mean, it was great. It's a good birthday. It was not a milestone birthday.
No,
that'll be coming next year. But yeah, no, it was awesome all the way.
Well,
so thank you.
You're getting tons of love in the chat. I know that they're popping up there. Yeah. It was weird, like leaving last week's show and not talking about it.
I was hoping you forgot.
No, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit.
I got the best text message from you on the day, so I appreciate it.
Oh, it's such an honor, and you deserve all of the wonderful stuff. And the love is still coming in right now.
Guys, you're making me blush. My gosh.
Well, we have some other birthdays that celebrated with you. So our good friend Arthur Gilbert celebrated on Sunday as well.
Great day.
Somebody pretty infamous had their birthday yesterday. You wanna talk about
a very
that one?
Happy birthday to our good friend Tater, Mr. Scott Tater Lind. I am very proud to say that for like the 3rd year in a row, I was the very first person to wish him a happy birthday, because for like a millisecond, we share a birthday depending on what time zone he's in at the time. So
that's awesome.
Got Tater. And then also today is our friend Eric Turkelson's birthday. Happy birthday.
E.T.
I know. And who's going to be tomorrow, Chris? This is a big birthday week.
We really do have a huge birthday week. Sam Howard is tomorrow. He is one of our great followers and loves to dress up at all those costume parties. So we can't wait to see what he comes up with at MHC this year. Thursday, all the way from Green Bay, is our good friend Kim Zelton. Very excited for her. And Saturday's a mega day. Do you want to talk about all 3 of these birthdays on Saturday?
Yeah. Okay. So we've got Jenny Litt, we have Tyler Burnett, and we have Stephanie Moscow. So are all the Haunters just born in April? Like asking for a friend.
What a concentration of Haunters. Like unbelievable.
I'm just saying, this whole birthday week could take over the haunt world if we tried hard enough.
It's so true. It's so true. Oh my gosh. But spring is here with all of your birthdays. So hopefully it's here to stay, because I know we all talked about that S word last week, and all of a sudden now it seems like we're maybe in the 50s and the 60s, and hopefully it'll stick around for, 9 months. So
absolutely. Oh my gosh. Cannon just put in the comments, I ran into another person who went to TransWorld today. Huge coincidence, just shows how big of an event TransWorld is. That is so fun. That is so fun. And I've run into people like randomly. It's usually for me, I'm like on the other side of the country doing something. And, you know, you mentioned Halloween and they're like, have you been to TransWorld? And I was like, actually,
let me tell you.
Let me give you the zesty details. Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
oh my gosh.
Well, Sean, on that note, you're 100% correct. There's always more. And we have a lot of breaking news to share today. And one of which is that tickets are now open for Midwest Haunters Convention, also known as MHC.
Yeah, they are. And this is so important because this is one of the questions that's been being asked over and over again. When are we going to hear more about MHC? When are we going to hear what's happening? Guys, it's happening. It is happening. It is coming down the pipeline faster than I think all of us even realize. We've been on ECHC mode, coming directly from TransWorld mode. And don't worry, it is if you haven't gotten it in your calendars yet, it is June 7th through the 9th. And Chris, whereabouts can they head to get those tickets?
Well, there's a couple of different places, but the easiest one is MidwestHaunters.com. And thanks to Robert, because he is posting that all over the chat. So it's super easy to get to MidwestHauntersCon.com, another avenue there. It is June 7th through the 9th. And actually, you should probably mark your calendars for June 6th through the 9th because that's when the pre-show tour starts. Those tours are already been released. We're going to Disturbia Haunted House. We're going to Evil on Erie. We're going to 13th Hour. And we are ending the Thursday tour at Niles Scream Park. And then Friday night, you want to talk about Friday night at MHC this year?
Chris, you do the honors.
Okay.
This is all you. You've worked so hard on this.
Well, I see a couple of our good friends that work there, including Miss Alex Woday, of course. You'll get to see Sharky and all of her friends at Hell's Gate Haunted House in Lockport, Illinois.
I'm so excited for this. I know that a lot of people have gone to Hell's Gate or have wanted to go to Hell's Gate, and this is your year. Mostly speaking to a lot of my haunter friends that I know from the East Coast. It is a tremendous show, and we are very excited to be back there. The last time I was there, I left with nightmares permanently for the rest of my life. So I'm very excited to kind of go back and try to face some of those fears yet again.
I'm so excited. Hey, that's my dog's name too.
You guys. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm just going to go on a tangent really quick. So Hell's Gate does a super cool thing called a Hell Pass, and you get picked. You don't even know what's kind of happening. I had no idea it was happening, except they were like, yeah, you're going to be like a VIP. It's going to be great. You get brought right up to the front of the line. You get to go in, and your entire experience is very tailored to you. It took me a little while to figure out what was happening, but once I did, I got it. But yes, one of the things they were like, have you seen my dog? His name is Sanderson. And I was like, oh my God, my dog's name is Sanderson too. And it was perfect because it got me just far enough out of reality to like make it really fun and crazy all at the same time. So yes, in a nutshell, they do a fantastic job. And
cannot wait.
If you've not seen the show, or if you want to see it again, this is your chance.
I love it. I love it. And our dear friend Alex says that this will be the first time she's doing Sharky in front of haunters at her own show.
What?
And you're going to get to see artwork in motion. I mean, it's just wonderful.
Gosh.
Yes.
That's amazing. I cannot wait.
Yes.
Oh,
100%. But we've got a ton coming out on MHC. So stick with us because we're on the road to East Coast Haunters Convention. So we got to talk about all of the fun stuff that's coming up down the line. Can you believe, Nicole? Just take a guess at how many days we have until April 25th.
I don't want to. I'm really nervous, but I see it in the show notes. We've only got 16 days. 16 days to go, which is crazy to me because I remember last year just a few weeks earlier, right, from this date, us announcing East Coast Hunters and all of the work and all of the effort that's gone in to get to us to this very point, and to tell me we only have a couple more shows before we physically get to see you guys. And I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised, because I really think we've knocked it out of the park. I don't know. I don't know.
I do too. I do too. And obviously we can't do it without all of you. So there's one way for all of you to join us, whether it is attending or exhibiting. East Coast Hunters Convention.com, the only place. Everything kicks off with our tours on Thursday, April 25th. And our home away from home for that weekend is going to be the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center right outside of Philly in Oaks, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Have you peeped the floor plan lately?
Wow. Okay. So to say that Rich is updating it like by the minute might be an understatement, because I check into it maybe not as much as they do, but like 2-3 times a day. And I think there's like 5 spaces left right now.
Yeah. No. So yeah, it's nearly sold out. So if you were thinking about coming, make sure that you are there. Another question that we're getting on the message boards is, can you buy stuff? Yes. A lot of vendors are set up for cash and carry for the show. They're ready to bring product right to you. And so Chris, do you have any idea how many exhibitors we have already?
Honestly, what's wild is we always, and I know that everybody in their jobs sets goals for themselves. We had no idea of the demand and how big it would explode. Can you believe, literally just minutes before getting on the air tonight, Jen and Rich updated us that there are 132 exhibitors as of this second.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing all the way around. Like, I can't even believe it. But wait, there's more, because there's also, how many haunted attractions are coming, Chris?
Oh my gosh. So honestly, what's wonderful is these shows are designed to bring your whole crew, to bring your team, to say thanks for everything that you've done for us for this whole year, so that they can, camaraderie with other fun people from other haunted attractions. And we know that we have 19 haunted attractions, 19. Let me just say that one more time, that are going to be surrounding our stage area, participating in our reindeer games, having a whole lot of fun, embarrassing themselves. Maybe eating some hot sauce, dressing up in some silly costumes, and trying to make you laugh, scream, and have the best memorable weekend of your life.
Now, I'm not saying that you got to go all out for the first year, but I am saying, if you're competitive like Nicole Ginsburg is, be prepared. That's all I'm going to say. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I figured out just every final last detail last week, and I am like overwhelmed with emotion and very excited.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited to hear about everything that your haunt is doing, and can't wait to see what the other 18 are bringing to the table.
I know, me too.
Oh, love this. Love this.
Oh, Tater's on. Tater, if you didn't know, we wish you a happy birthday. We're very excited for another trip around the sun.
He's 29.
Bring the moon in front of it.
29 again. You and Nicole.
Yes.
Love it.
Team Tater versus Team TransWorld Live and Family Feud.
It's not.
Mercy is.
We'll talk about that.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'd say we take you up on that, but I write the questions. So
yeah. This is not actually. No. We'll make somebody else do it this time.
Wink, wink.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. All right. So seminars are out.
Yeah.
Make sure that you're booking those now, because the popularity is really starting to kick up this week.
Did you see that? Literally, Jen has not rested. We're still adding more seminars. In fact, Tattoo from 13th Floor Entertainment Group just got a new seminar announced. So we are still announcing stuff. We are not resting. No. We are continuing to go full-fledged, because this is going to be the show.
Yeah, absolutely. And You guys, if you have not figured out your plans for Thursday, now's the time to do it. That tour
Yeah.
is selling like hotcakes, and we're like really blown away with the response all the way around. So make sure that you are getting your Thursday pre-show haunt tour tickets, especially if you're taking the bus. You know, there's only a few. There's very, very few seats left. So make sure that you're doing that. And you know, again, Jen said this before. If you have any questions on that, make sure you're calling the number for TransWorld because it rings right to her.
100%. And again, to echo what we were saying before, we had all three of those attractions on last week, blown away by the response. We have a crazy amount of people that are driving, a few bus seats left. Do not miss out. This is your opportunity to see three absolutely dynamic different attractions that are planning to bring it. And if you need a refresher or you need any sort of inspiration, please look up last week's show because all three of them came to play.
Yeah, they did. All right. There's more though. There's so much more. So you got Thursday during the day, jam-packed, ready to go. We're taking you to Maryland. We're doing all sorts of cool stuff. But then let's talk about Friday night, because on Friday night, our good friends at Fear Ticket have sponsored a really, really awesome tour. This is going to take us from the Hilton Garden Inn, right? Okay, so let's get this straight. So 4:45, this is when it's happening. So there's some people that have reached out and been like, what's going on? What time is things happening? Da-da-da-da. Here's your show for it. 4:45, buses load at the Hilton Garden Inn. 5 p.m., the buses are going to depart from the Hilton Garden Inn. So if you're taking the bus, make sure you're at that space.
That's right.
That is in the same, I guess you could say, parking lot or same area as the convention center. And then it's only going to take just a little while, and you're going to arrive at none other than the legendary Pennhurst is going to be kicking us off for that Friday night tour. Chris, what's going on at Pennhurst?
Holy cow. Not only one of the most legendary attractions in the entire country, if not the world, but we are going to have dinner at their brand new speakeasy. We're going to get a Q&A with the ownership and their management and their operators. We're going to get a full tour, lights off, full actors, going through 3 different haunted attractions. You are going to get that October style experience right there in April. They're doing it for us special.
Absolutely. And it's absolutely, my gosh, if you have never seen Pennhurst, you absolutely have to do it all the way around.
Yes.
But wait, there's more, because at 8 p.m., we're loading those buses up. You're jumping in your car if you're driving, and we're heading on over to the Bates Motel and Haunted Hayride. And that's just 1 hour later at 9 p.m. That's going to start. We're going to kick it off. It's going to have a full show with actors, both for the Hayride and the Haunted House. We're going to be able to have some s'mores near the bonfire, have a Q&A and with the owners of Bates Motel. And then we're going to hang out there for a little while. And then at 11:15, we're going to get back on the buses and get back on our cars. And we will arrive just at midnight, just in time for us all to turn into pumpkins before the show floor, back at the Hilton Garden Inn. And then also the Hampton.
All right.
Okay.
But you'll be back before you turn into a pumpkin, and you get to talk about all of these amazing memories with all of your friends. Nicole, how are we looking on money-wise? We know that there are extremely limited tickets as well for the buses.
Yeah.
So, and we know that we're still on early bird pricing right now.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing: is that it is growing. It is growing super fast. Chris, I heard you just got a figure from Jen. How many tickets have we sold so far?
I'm going to blow your minds. When we say that there is ridiculous demand, we want to quantify that. We've sold over 350 tickets to this tour, and we're still over 2 weeks out.
Yeah, we still got 16 days to go.
Yep.
So if you, I don't want to say things are going to sell out, but I'm just saying that things are getting close to the capacity. So if
Yep.
you want to be there and make sure that you get to see these shows, book now. Do not wait. Not to mention prices are going to increase after April 15th. So right now, the bus ticket is 160. Nope. Hold on.
Reverse that.
Reverse that. Bus ticket's 199. Self-driving is 160 up until April 15th. After that, it's going to go up to 180. So do not wait on that.
That's right. That's right. And obviously, early bird through the end of the day on, I think it's on Monday or Tuesday, April 15th, tax day. So just remember, if you want to save some money, that's your opportunity. All the tickets include, obviously, as we talked about, you're going to get dinner at the Speakeasy at Pennhurst. You're going to get all 3 attractions at Pennhurst. Then when we go to Bates, you're going to get Bates and the Hayride. You're going to get to talk to everybody at both haunted attractions, the owners and the operators, questions and answers, s'mores and fire, friendship. I mean,
S'mores and more.
Exactly. And what better way? I mean, since we're going to focus on Friday, maybe we should bring out some of the purveyors of the party here to help us out a little bit.
I like that. I think it's time for our good friend, Jim Werner from Pennhurst Asylum, to join us right here on the show.
What's up, Jim? What's going on?
How are you guys?
We're great.
Cannot tell you how absolutely excited we are for the industry, for horror fans, for haunt fans, for everybody to finally come to the east side of the country and see what we've got in store for you guys. This has been like a dream come true for us, because us on the East Coast, we always have to travel for everything, everything. We just got to travel. And this time it's like, wait, I'm 15 minutes from the Expo Center. That's my house. Like 15 minutes. Pennhurst is 10 minutes from the Expo Center. It's like incredible for us. It's such an incredible thing for us. So we couldn't be more excited, and we have been planning nonstop.
Well, we know what it takes to open up off season like this, to get your entire crew ready, to get your facility ready when it's out of season. So on behalf of TransWorld and haunt fans everywhere, thank you for being willing to being up to the challenge.
Oh, it's our absolute honor. Our ownership team is really the ones to thank for it. Our owners are second to none. Matt Herzog, Todd Berenger, they're incredible. Derek Strine, those guys together just believe in what we're doing at Pennhurst, and they're invested in what we're doing at Pennhurst, and they want to see it grow, and they want to see it be the best that it can be. And in that regards, they put forth all the effort that we need to put forth to make sure that we're ready when we need to open in April. Who would have thought? But here we are. We're going to open in April.
Yes. Just let that sit in for all of the haunters. When you get a phone call from Jen that's like, hey, you want to be on a tour? First, you're like, you're excited, your heart's pounding. You're like, this is my moment. And then moments later, you're like, I'm sorry, in April? Yes, we will squeeze into that prom dress 4 months earlier than we do, and we will rock it and make it work.
Yeah. One of the great things about Pennhurst is we even though we're new to the off-season market, like we just started foraying into off-season events recently, we've always kind of been ready. Our builds typically happen in August so that our paint is still kind of tacky wet when we open in September. Like that's normally our build schedule. So this time of year is always kind of almost like we could go now if we wanted to. So it really works out really well for us. It's such a great opportunity to reach out to our acting crew and be like, hey guys, you want to do something really, really, really fun in April instead of having to wait all the way till September. So that was a huge motivator too, is we're getting such a great turnout, and we really do have a special crew of actors and personalities and entertainers that we can't wait to unroll them and let them just have at the greater industry. Cause it's rare you get to entertain your peers, and it's always such a great honor to entertain your peers. And that's what we're really focusing on, is the idea of we're going to give you guys the best show that we can. Doesn't matter what month it is.
Oh, I have no fear having to get to see some of your previous shows.
You
You
will.
guys always come ready with your best foot forward. And holy cow, I mean, it is off the charts. We are not only going to get your regular show, but we are going to get something very special that's going to be talked about for ages.
Oh, absolutely. So we're doing a obviously we have our 3 attractions. We're running the full show. You guys are going to come and experience our full show. It's not going to be amended. It's our full character show. But we're ending in our new speakeasy area, which is something that is kind of the nucleus around our special events and our off-season events. And it's an incredible interactive themed area that allows us to entertain and feed and incorporate just a really almost like a pop-up experience at our show, which is super exciting.
So, really quick, this is the legendary Pennhurst Asylum. All right.
Yeah.
So
100%.
for those that don't know, because if you're not from the East Coast, you probably haven't heard the stories. Can you give us a little bit of history and insight into what exactly that means?
So Pennhurst actually has an incredibly diverse and pretty dark history. The site opened in 1908 and was actually used as housing for special needs children for almost 80 years. And it was overcrowded, it was overpopulated, but that history has kind of fed into the mystique of the property where outside of our haunted house circles, Pennhurst is actually, I would say, more well-known, even more than our haunted house, for being one of the most haunted sites in America for like real ghosts, which is something that people have been visiting the site for just as long as the haunted house to experience. But it operated for years under deplorable conditions. The state didn't finance it correctly. It shut down and then was left abandoned. And I mean abandoned, like for 20 years. Part of my childhood, once again, I'm from the area. Part of my childhood back in the late 90s was breaking into the buildings with everybody else because it was abandoned. Like that's what you did when you were a teenager living in Chester County. Then what happens is the site is being looked at for redevelopment and some investors get involved and they said, you know what, maybe we could do a haunted house. And that's where it all kind of spun up from there. And then it traded hands. And then the owners decided, the current group of owners, that, you know what, we're not just going to do a haunted house. We're going to do something legendary. We are going to build a haunted experience that can run multiple shows a year, that can run multiple events a year, that is a space where this site can grow and last forever. And that's one of the most exciting things that's happened post-COVID is our full steam ahead kind of approach to what we're doing, where it's no longer just a haunted house. It's a haunted house. It's an event space. It's a convention area. Like we do so much more than just our haunted house now. But of course, everything still has that spin. It is Pennhurst. It is one of the scariest places on the planet. So we always have that.
I mean, it is not only a wonderful attraction, but let's focus just for a second on the history.
Oh, I think Chris froze.
He froze.
Yep.
It's
That's
it's
okay.
All
right.
It's the eclipse.
So, yeah.
It's the darn eclipse.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's screwing with the technology all the way around. So it is one of the most historic places in the area, right? And then on top of it, so one question that's coming through, sorry, guys, if you're asking questions on the side, please know that we're getting them from multiple feeds. And so we try to get them into natural conversation as best as possible. Are you guys the owners of the Pennhurst Asylum, or is that something that the state still owns?
Oh, well, so I'm not an owner. I am but a humble operations manager. As I tell my crew, I'm just some dude. I am definitely not an owner. But it is owned by a private group now. It's no longer owned by the state. It is owned by a private group. It's being developed into this kind of multi-tier entertainment complex where people can come and enjoy the space in a multitude of different ways. So it's very exciting.
All right, now give us the lay of the land. Chris, welcome back.
Thank you.
You made it.
Technology.
Yeah, there are a lot of buildings. There's a lot of tunnels.
Yes.
I'm sure by now, if people haven't, this is This is one of my favorite things to do at like 1 a.m. and get on TikTok and like explore all the creepy places in the underworld that you shouldn't ever really go to. Yeah, so Pennhurst is one of my scroll throughs. And so give us a little walkthrough. Like what can we expect?
So I don't know if I don't know if you guys have an image reel or anything, but Pennhurst is not a building. It is a complex of many very large buildings, all connected by underground tunnels. Now, when you enter Pennhurst, you're entering the main administration building. And when I say that, when you walk up to those steps, this building is going to overwhelm you. It is, it's 2.5 stories tall with a cupola that's 60 feet in the air above you. Wow. Torches on the porch are on. When you enter this structure, you feel like you're entering something that is old and decrepit and that has history. It just breathes at you, the history. As you proceed through it, I'm not going to spoil anything in there because you guys are in for a treat. We have gone so above and beyond with our theming and our lighting and our sound, as well as our interaction with our actors. The actors always matter. There's not just I'm going to jump out of a dark closet. It's no, there's a reason this is all happening, and then they jump out. This is a great overhead. This is a great overhead picture. You're going to enter that main building in the middle there, and then you're going to proceed through that entirety of that building, including its basement. And then you're going to proceed underneath those walkways that you see all over the property.
Yes.
You proceed under those. And it is a mind-bending walk through these tunnels of thousands of feet of tunnel that you're going to traverse through. And that's after you go through these monster attractions in the building, in the main asylum building itself, in the administration building.
Holy cow.
So it is.
So one of the number one questions that we're getting is, let's talk about some paranormal activity. Have you ever seen any ghosts? Or
all the time, constantly.
Oh,
at Pennhurst? At Pennhurst, absolutely, constantly. I'm there often. So, and our crew is there often. And I've had things touch me. I've had things grab my keychain. I have had shadow figures. I have had disembodied voices. Now, here's the kicker about it, though. And this is what just drives the ghost hunters insane when I tell them my stories. I don't care. So like some weird thing will happen and I'll be like, and I just keep going to work. And they're like, why wouldn't you investigate? And I'm like, because I'm doing stuff.
I got a show to run.
So it's incredible. But I mean, I've seen full body apparitions. I've had people shout and heard screams and cries for help in buildings that are completely locked down. I've seen full body apparitions that I've had experiences with, and I'm just like, hey, cool, hey. But I tell people the most common thing that I have experienced is I wear janitor keys because I'm that guy. So I have my jingle janitor keys on, my big key ring. And I'll walk around and I'll just be standing somewhere and my keys will jingle. And I'm just standing there and something's touching or pulling or moving them. And that's one of the most common experiences that people have is they feel like someone's touching them or grabbing them or just poking them a little bit. Yes. And that kind of is in tune to the history of the property. It really does line right up with it. So you'll be walking through one of our attractions and, we're a touching attraction, but it might not be us. So there's always
oh my god!
Oh, we got to film. Can we take photos inside? Because I think we're going to need to see Nicole live.
So we're willing to do that fear factor thing where it just films your face and you can't see anything around you. So we could do that. All right. But no photos inside the attraction. You guys know better than that. We don't take photos inside the haunt.
Oh, never.
Love this.
Now, one of the things I was just searching for a photo from going to Pennhurst. My very first time, I've got like a group photo from going. But also, yes, the girls from Graffiti FX happened to get a scare cam of me at Eloise. And yes.
Now,
very good.
Well, we'll get you a better one at Pennhurst.
Sounds good.
Now, we do have some wonderful chatter that started by our dear friend Matt, who wanted you to comment on your T-shirt offerings.
Oh, yeah.
Matt
is Matt Herzog mentioned?
Yeah,
it is Matt Herzog.
Did he say we're giving away free Did he say something about free T-shirts? Because I'll do it. I'll do it. I don't think he understands what I'll do it.
T-shirt question
He requested a free. I got to see t-shirts. We have one of the most, and I'm gonna throw the ass out there. We have one of the most badass merch setups you've ever seen.
Nice.
We have some of the coolest designs, one-off versions. We have really awesome take-home. So if you love collecting your haunt shirts, you are going to be in heaven coming to Pennhurst, because you're not going to know which one to get, because we have such an incredible selection. So
from a wife of a person that loves swag, I appreciate that heads up.
Oh,
and
we've
that
got swag.
disclaimer, because every haunt that my husband goes to he's got to buy multiple things from it. So
Good. Well, we like that, you know.
yeah.
I like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Sure. Absolutely.
Always a good one.
No.
Great merch at Pennhurst.
Now, Jim, go ahead, Nicole. Sorry.
Nope. I think you're going to say what I was going to say. Go ahead.
No, I'm excited because obviously you guys are one of the largest haunted attractions that has been the top ranked, not only in the country, in the world. Going to be pairing with Randy Bates, and we're going to bring him on in a second. But for anybody who has said, yeah, I've heard that name, Pennhurst, but I'm not from that area, what could be any final words of advice that you might have to be why they join this specific tour, and why this is going to be a very special occasion, even if they've gone to Pennhurst 20 times before?
Even if they've gone 20 times before. Now, well, I got it two ways then. So for those that have been here 20 times before, okay, I want to put it out there that we have been telling our crew that their peers are coming to watch them do their best. And that we have thrown down that gauntlet to our crew, to our actors, that this is special. And I have a feeling that our actors are going to be tuned up higher than they are going to be ready to go for East Coast. Now, for those of you who've never been to Pennhurst, here's the thing about Pennhurst. We have incredible light, sound, animatronics, actors, makeup, costume, you name it, we have it. But I'm telling you this, if I took all of that and I took it out of all the spaces that we build in for the haunted house, and I walked you through there at night in the dark, it would still be the scariest place you've ever been.
Yes! Yes!
Yes, it's true.
So that's the way it is. And Monet makes a great point. Pennhurst is never the same. Even during our season, you come the first week and you come the third week, even the sets are different sometimes. We just keep building. We never stop.
Oh my God.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
It's the Winchester Mystery Mansion. I love it. It just keeps building.
It's incredible.
Have you ever lost any actors or actresses due to that paranormal? Like
we have a policy about that, actually, that experiencing paranormal is not grounds for not doing your job. We actually have a policy.
Oh,
like we will not move you because you had a paranormal experience.
Oh my gosh. Is anybody from my crew on here? We've actually had people before say they can't work because they've witnessed something.
Yep, we were having that. So what we did was we started explaining to the actors, like, look, there's a good chance this could happen, but you need to just work through it. They're not going to hurt you. Yeah. You know, we don't think.
Love this.
Haven't happened yet. So
haven't yet.
You're bringing some bad juju with you.
Yeah.
Oh, Jim, you're amazing. Nicole, any last questions before we transition to something else that Jim's doing?
Yeah, no more questions on that. I got questions on what's coming up next.
So excited.
Well, so much more. There's always more, right, Jim?
Always more. I love it. I love it.
So will you hang on with us for just 1 second? Because we have a wonderful collaboration with you and our very next guest. So stick around for 2 seconds. And the only place to get tickets for the East Coast Haunters Convention Friday Night Haunt Tour, of course, is eastcoasthauntersconvention.com. And stay with us for 30 seconds here, because we want to thank Haunt Pay, our premier show sponsor of TransWorld Live.
ECHC.
Well, we still want to thank them, and we appreciate them greatly. But what's awesome is not only is Jim and his entire team opening up their attraction for us, Jim's also sharing some of his knowledge, his impressive database that he has compressed within his brain. And he is joined in the stage by our very next guest. If we can bring him out, another legend who will be opening up his attraction on Friday night. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. But we've got a wonderful seminar that you have the opportunity for one of these legendary collaborations here. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in welcoming Mr. Randy Bates to the stage. And we're going to be talking about a seminar that you guys are putting on with Todd Fetishing.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Is Randy
Awesome.
jumping in?
Awesome. Yeah.
We are. I'm hoping. I think the eclipse may have affected our feed all the way around. I know this has never happened before. We're having a nice
internet is just not cooperating.
It's not. It's not. Yeah. Now, the name of the session is called "Where Should You Haunt?" From the inside out, pros and cons of every environment. Of course, yourself, Randy Bates, and Todd Fetishing from Reaper's Revenge. Tell us a little bit about what people can expect from this very epic collaboration.
Well, this is such a unique thing because what we're really boiling down here is both whether you come in as, I was thinking about working at a haunted house in 2024 for my first time ever, or, hey, I've been working in haunted houses for the last 24 years. No matter how you come to the seminar, you're going to have people breaking down things. You may be a trail actor. You may be a wagon actor who's been doing hayrides for the last 20 years. And you're going to get an inside look at how the other half lives, if you will. We're going to look at all the different just venues where haunted houses exist, whether it's inside and all the pros and cons of that. Your inside haunted attractions are going to have increased scrutiny when it comes to standards, laws, and permitting and all that stuff. But for the actors, it's a vastly different environment inside of a building than it is out on a trail. And it really kind of puts it all out there. So that way, no matter what kind of haunter you are, what background you come from, you're going to talk to, three guys who have really, really kind of done a lot in this industry in regards to these different environments. I mean, hayrides and Randy are probably two of the most synonymous things. You know what I mean? Randy Bates and hayrides. I mean, he's incredible. Yeah. Todd coming down from Reapers, Todd has perfected the idea of scope and scale. I mean, they are massive, huge areas outdoors, and walking trails. Their entire place is one giant dark walking trail for the most part after you're off the hayride. It's incredible. And then you have, a place like Pennhurst that is a top tier internal walkthrough. And then we've even been playing around with some of these pop-up events where we're holding, standalone themed events that are exciting and fun and different, but it's a different way for haunters to do and ply their trade. So we feel like the three of us up on stage, we're going to introduce the environments. We're going to talk about pros in those environments, cons in those environments, the type of haunter who's going to excel and hopefully spark some interest, whether it's a new haunter who goes out and be like, you know what, that hayride haunting, that sounds cool. I want to do that, and get them out working a hayride. Or maybe we take somebody who's only ever done outdoor trails, and now, you know what, I kind of want to see if I can handle the stage theater style of an indoors, in-your-face haunted attraction, where you can't escape. You're stuck in a room with them. So it's a very exciting, very dynamic class and presentation that we're putting on, and Randy and Todd are fun. So we're going to have a great time. It's going to be an enjoyable back and forth. I know there's going to be a ton of time for questions. And I mean, hell, I'll be asking those dude questions. I'm going to be on the stage. I'll be like, hey guys, what do you think about this? Because that's the environment, that's where you want to be. So yeah, my ghost took over the show.
Yeah, you see that? I like that. That's
love
what's happening. It's not the eclipse. It's your ghost that you summoned.
That's
right?
it.
Wow.
What a panel of experts. And we know that we've talked to you about so many different things before. Obviously, gearing up for TransWorld, you have a huge background in safety and making sure that people's attractions are doing things safely. Between, like you mentioned, between Randy's vast background of hayrides and Todd's huge background, I mean, this is a collective of arguably close to 100 years, or possibly even more.
Yeah.
Of
Randy's been doing it a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is a great, collaboration between the three of us. I'm excited because it's just an ability for us to be like, hey, here's something you might have never thought about before. If you do this and you're doing this, have you thought about this? And it's just opening up new venues, It's kind of, we want to take away those lines. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, I work here and this is my haunt. And it's like, that's cool. But how cool is it that they're doing this over here? And then up over at that haunt, they're doing this. And it's kind of like a peek behind other people's curtains, if you will. And that's the exciting thing for me is that camaraderie that's on an industry level, where it's like, it doesn't matter what type of haunt or what type of environment, you get a feel for the respect and professionalism for what they're doing. You get to see what those guys are doing. So it's going to be a really fun class.
I love this. Well, we are hearing that Randy might be ready to go here.
Yeah, I think we should summons him in to the conversation. Yeah, right? Before he goes away again.
Come on, Eclipse, let him in.
There we go. We hear him.
Here he comes. 3, 2,
there
1.
we go.
All right.
Hey, how are you, sir?
You know what? Just came from a nice banquet dinner and ready to talk haunted attractions.
I love it.
I love this. Well, just before we dive into everything that is Bates, and we say thanks to Jim, we were just talking about that wonderful dynamic duo and the dynamic trio with Todd. And you guys are having this wonderful collaboration of where should you haunt. I don't know if you had any thoughts you wanted to share with anybody about it.
Well, I'll tell you what, putting Pennhurst together back in the day was absolutely incredible for me. Writing the business plan, planning everything out, getting it up and running, all the codes and everything, getting this place actually safe and running. I found it when you start with a complete blank slate, it's a lot easier than when you have an attraction that you've been running for 10 to 15, 18 years to start making it, adding on to it.
Well, I know that people are this is a treat. This is a treat. So thank you very, very much. And Jim, thank you. Appreciate you. And can't wait to see you in less than 2 weeks. And we'll have to talk soon because we have so much more to talk about.
Yes, yes, we do.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Randy, have a good night.
Thank you.
You too. Jim, I think we're going to have a great panel there. It's going to be exciting.
Oh, it's one of those wonderful collaborations that you only get within that TransWorld universe. It's just, it's wonderful.
Well, that's it.
All right. So, Randy, if you could tell us a little bit about Bates Motel and Haunted Hayride for those who have never been to your legendary attraction.
Sure. Well, we started out in 1991 with a Haunted Hayride. 25 actors, kerosene lanterns, pumpkins with candles lit in there. And I attended TransWorld in 1996 and met Jen's father and some of the amazing peers of this business, Joe Jensen, Leonard Pickle, people like that. And we learned how to build a haunted house. So we built the Bates Motel in 1996. In 2000, we wanted to add a third attraction, so we added the Revenge of the Scarecrows haunted trail in a cornfield, and everything's just grown over the years. It's been a lot of fun. I'm really blessed because we have just an amazing crew, amazing group of people. 4 of my kids work for us and their in-laws full time. My wife works full time in the business, So it's truly a family-run business. Every year we try to create new things, new props, new sets, new costumes. And every time one of my top managers moves on, somebody else even better steps in to fill their spot. And they find us. We're not out there looking for them. So that's really heartening for us.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Now, you guys started off as a small operation, but you have grown to a huge show all the way around. What can you say to our viewers that what can they expect?
Oh, well, when it comes to our place, we've got a nice courtyard. We've got a lot of fun things going on. We have escape room trailers. We have an axe throwing trailer.
Oh.
We're going to have our donuts and our concession stand open, gift shop with different apparel and so on. The first thing they're going to do is the haunted hayride, and because of the number of people that are showing up, we're going to put 6 tractors on and 6 wagons.
Wow.
Yeah, it's about a 25-minute ride. It's all timed by a soundtrack, like a movie quality soundtrack. So when the tractor goes into the castle entrance, you hear the different music and the thunder and lightning, and we want to make it almost like a roller coaster. So you go in, you get just like you're going click, 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 click up the hill, and at the top, boom, you're going down the hill. And then we also like to finish with a big finish. So we've got a little surprise for everybody at the last scene, which is very cool. Once they do that, they're going to go into the Bates Motel. It's been cleaned out, totally refurbished, and after that, there's going to be photo opportunities and a bonfire. We're going to have s'mores available for people. If you guys want a hot dog or popcorn, we'll have that available too.
Oh
So
my
it should be a lot of
gosh.
fun. We did a lot of work last year. We put in almost 100 security cameras. So I got video surveillance everywhere. But at the same time, we put in a complete surround sound system. So there are speakers throughout the entire venue. We got music playing. It's going to be a real festive, good time. My actors are stoked. I had to beat people away. We got enough people, but these guys, they are stoked about actually attending TransWorld, but also coming out acting and being in front of their peers. I know that after the attractions are over and everybody's hanging out by the bonfires, my actors are going to want to come out and they're going to meet people. They're going to meet people like Jim Werner and Todd and other. I'm sure Ben Armstrong's going to be there. So they're going to want to meet the complete peers of the industry.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So anyway, that's kind of
what we're doing. Think we are just as excited as you are to be heading out there for this tour. Now, speaking of photos, can folks take photos while they're there?
Yes, absolutely. Bring your cameras. Just no flash photography. That's the only thing we asked. When you're out in the hayride trail and it's dark, it's the one thing that makes our hayride a little bit different than most of them. A lot of them are in cornfields and things like that. We're in 250-year-old heavy growth forest. So you've got 100-foot trees all around you, and they are just starting to bud. So by the time 2 weeks goes by, we're going to have canopy cover, and when you go in there, it's dark. Of course, we light all our scenes, but if you got a flash photography and you got an actor that's coming off of the set and you take his picture, he's already been acclimated to the dark. So that's going to make it difficult for them and dangerous. So take pictures, take video, just don't use your lights.
Yeah. That's great advice and reminder as well.
We were telling Jim earlier, thank you. Obviously, I know you're a crucial part of helping to organize East Coast Haunters Convention in their inaugural year. But certainly we all know what it takes to open up a show of this magnitude in the off season. So thank you to you and your entire management team and really your entire crew for being willing to not only to do all of this, but to do it the Bates way, which is going to be over the top and memorable for the rest of our lives.
I sure hope so. We had 8 crew members out today, all day, setting out the new props and the bodies and all that kind of stuff. And for the people out there that want to get into the industry, we were lucky. We started out small. I had 2 jobs. My wife had a job, and we were open 5 nights in 1991. That was it. I made like $200, but I paid my bills. And but it's grown over the years, and that was cool. So when I was approached in late 2009 by the owners of Pennhurst property, they wanted us to build a haunted house, and they came to me and they said, all right, we want you to design it, build it, run it, and we want you to put some money in the game. We want a business plan. And I've never in my life written a business plan at all. 2 months, I read a business plan, and I take it to them, and I said, you got to give me a vanilla box. In other words, the buildings that we're doing the haunt in have to be totally abated from the asbestos. They want them everything cleaned. I want it certified by an engineer, and paint the walls white, and give me a clean slate. And they said, okay. And I said, $482,000 to open and run it for the season. And that's the break-even point.
Wow.
I said, you got to have 20,000 people come through at $25 a pop to break even. And first year haunt, that's unheard of.
Right.
We had 40,000 that came through the first year. So, I mean, it blew up. It was crazy. I was called all kinds of crazy names because I was opening it in the mental institute, and all my friends said, don't worry, it's publicity, ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox News affiliates all had their satellite trucks at the entrance in the opening night. So the amount of publicity we got was incredible. And, Jim and his crew even made it even better. So, hats off to those guys. But they got a good start.
Love this. Well, we talked briefly with Jim about it, and we're just so lucky because we get to see both you guys and Pennhurst, 2 of the most highly ranked haunted attractions in the country, if not the world. Certainly the most notable names in the industry, and the amount of people you have inspired, we couldn't even quantify. People are constantly referring to both of you. Even Sir Alan Hops just posted in the chat, legend. When speaking of you.
Well, I'll tell you what, people, they always say that this number one, number that, and I always tell them it's good marketing.
Yeah, that's
it's good marketing. Come on.
Yeah, but
I guarantee you there's a lot more haunted attractions out there that are way better than mine. I just
you are so humble.
Happen to luck out and have good marketing. So.
Always humble. Oh my gosh. Robert's playing some photos and videos for us right now to whet our appetite as if we needed it. But I mean, it's so remarkable to see what you've created there in the middle of the dense forest.
Yeah. Well, I think that's really what's, helped to make our hayride, successful, is that when you go in there, there's a couple different things. We time our tractors so that with the soundtrack, my drivers go 1 speed the whole way. It's a slow walking speed.
Okay.
And it's safe for my actors because they know exactly how fast every wagon's going. They come out and attack it. But it allows me to set the time the wagons so that they're the only ones in the woods. My wagons, on a busy night, I can run 14 wagons 90 seconds apart, and you never see. And that's part of it is the timing, the soundtrack. We've got a movie quality soundtrack that we've been, just adding on and building to over the years. And, if it didn't have the soundtrack, it would be like going to watch the movie Jaws without the dun 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 dun. It would be just a fish movie.
It'd just be about a bunch of fish swimming around.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Music makes everything.
It does. I've been in my background. I put myself through college installing car stereos. So my background is in music. I've always had a love for music, and putting in stereos. And in 1991, I had $19 Underdash cassette players playing a simple basic soundtrack that we made. So we've always had that quality, that ability, and it makes my actors, it makes them so much easier for them to scare the customers because of that soundtrack.
Absolutely.
Amazing.
It completes the illusion. Right.
Well, one of the cool things that
Absolutely.
I got to say is, Randy, you have always been such a great resource for the industry. You're super approachable. And then also you're always willing to give some of the best, I guess, secrets in the industry. You've never gatekept. So if people see you walking around at the show and they're like, oh my gosh, this effect, or oh my gosh, I loved watching this, should they approach you?
Absolutely. You know what? I've loved helping people over the years. You got to realize the Philadelphia market is saturated with world-class haunted attractions.
Yep.
I mean, there's 9 or 10 of them that are doing well over 50,000 people a year within 40 or 50 miles of my place. So, you know, I don't look at it as competition. I look at it as friends of mine. We've all become good friends. We do cooperative marketing, and we share our ideas and secrets. We do, you know, group buys so we can get things cheaper. And I don't have a problem with competition. I embrace competition coming in. I'm very confident in my shorts, and I know that we're going to do well no matter what. And the way I always talk about it is, you know, you've got 10 or 15 attractions in the one market like this. Everybody's dumping money into the marketing, and it's all telling everybody to go to a haunted attraction. And
Yep.
it resonates with our customers. They're all going out to haunted attractions.
Amen.
Amazing. Well,
So,
Randy, you have given us so much of your time tonight, and we know that you are busy getting ready to see us in just a few short weeks. Is there anything else you want to share with us before we see you in just 16 days?
wow, 16 days, huh?
I know, right? Yeah, way to
Well, I'll tell you what. My son and I and his family and my wife, we got rejuvenated in Hawaii last week, and we are going balls to the wall trying to get everything set up. In yesterday and today, they've got 90% of the hayride done. So it's a matter of just pulling out the props, setting the bodies. Tomorrow we'll be testing out all the animatronics. The Bates Motel, usually we use it a lot for storage, but we knew we were doing it this year, so we stored everything somewhere else. So the Bates Motel is basically just flip a switch and it's ready to go.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And you know what? I was telling my son today, you know, what usually used to take us months to get set up, they're doing it in 5 or 6 days.
So what you're saying is, for all of the younger haunters out there, you can spend some time in Hawaii and just come back and all of a sudden have all of your peers heading to your place in less than a month and feel totally calm, cool, and collected about it. It's possible.
Well, like I said, you got to have a good team.
Yeah.
I'm blessed. I got a great team. And so anyway, that's
Amazing.
what we're doing. The other thing is that we plan on opening up our workshop and the art department. So if people want to come up and see our manufacturing facility and see where we're actually making our own masks and costumes and props and so on, we'll be able to give them tours of that as well.
Awesome. That is awesome.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, you guys, make sure you get your tickets to the Friday night haunt tour, because it seems like this is going to be an experience to remember all the way around.
Tara, to answer your question, and others may be asking the same thing, are tickets still available? Currently, as of this moment, but they're not going to last forever.
Yes. So make sure you get your tickets, and you're going to go to see Randy and the Bates Motel and Haunted Hayride, as well as Pennhurst Asylum and our good friend Jim Werner, who was just on just a few minutes ago. And Randy, thank you so very much. We will see you very, very soon. And we can't wait. I'm really excited, especially to be able to see the prop shop and all that other stuff. Like that's truly amazing.
Yeah, the prop shop's full, metal shop, metal fab, wood fab. Then we've got our mold making, and my son's into old antique cars and trucks, so you'll probably get the chance to see some pretty cool vehicles too.
Oh my gosh, that's
How
amazing.
cool.
Yep.
How cool. Randy, we're so grateful for you. Thank you to not only you and your entire team for opening up, but also all of your expertise in helping TransWorld make this the biggest and open to the inaugural East Coast Haunters Convention.
Yeah, well, I could tell you, I mean, over the years, I've known Jen's dad since '96, and then Jen when she came in, and we just love them to death. I'll do anything to help those guys out. I'm excited to help Jenny get this thing started. She's always been great to us. I'd love to return the favor.
We love you guys. So thank you
Randy,
so much.
you are a heart of gold. You really are.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. And we can't wait to see you very soon.
Sounds good. Talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, Randy.
Thanks, Randy.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Bye. Wow.
All right.
Wow. A legend. I mean, just an absolute legend.
My
Oh,
gosh. No, that was the one thing that I said, like, really, truly, if you ever have a question for Randy, reach out.
yeah.
I'll never forget having questions early on in my hunting career and shooting a message and getting so surprised that like the email got
Oh,
answered,
yeah. And Jim Warner's the same way. And I know so many other hunters are the same. They want to help because people were there for them when they first got started. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. There is so much more still happening. We're going to take a quick pause for the cause and do a little commercial from our friends at Pompeii, our premier TransWorld Live sponsor.
Anything you need, Pompeii's here for you. Established in 2013, we're gonna keep on chugging.
oh, we love those guys. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. But Nicole, we're not done yet.
We're not.
no.
We're here. We're just getting started. Just kidding. Just kidding. We're over halfway through. So don't worry. But we've got so much more left to hear about. And this is actually one of my favorite vendors, not only because they have a very, very cool name, but they've also got a very cool business. So
Very,
Chris,
very-
who do we have with us?
Super excited for the very first time joining us on TransWorld Live. We'd like to welcome BJ Winslow from Dapper Cadaver.
How are you?
doing?
What's going
Thank
on?
you. It's great to be here. What's up?
How's beautiful Madison, Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Oh man, spring has finally come. Like it was snowing last week and it's like 70 degrees out now. So yeah, it's pretty nice.
Nicole and I feel that. Many of the folks that are watching right now feel that because we're both in cold weather climates as well in Chicago and Syracuse.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh yeah. So yeah. Well, yeah, we're super excited to be going to East Coast Haunt. This is the first one, and so this is a whole new spot for us. You know, we've been in California. We were in California for like 15 years, and then the last 4 years we have been in Madison, Wisconsin, which is where my wife and her family are from. And so yeah, we're in the Midwest now, which is great. There's a lot of haunts all around us.
Yeah.
So it's been real easy getting stuff to people and working with people in the area. And yeah, we're excited to check out the East Coast as well. I've never been to Philly. So
Ooh.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to check out the Muter Museum.
You know
Okay.
what? Yes, we were just discussing this like last week, actually, about this wonderful place. We'll talk about that later. But yes, that's
Yeah, you
Wait, why don't you want to talk about it now, Chris? I want to know all
thing
about it.
happening like we do at the City Museum, you know?
Yeah.
It is. But it is huge breaking news. Rich was so excited to break the news that you guys are coming. You're officially booth 241.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So excited. Thank you. Thank you. First we have to ask, how was your TransWorld?
It was a really good TransWorld. So yeah, no, it's been really good. One of the things we loved, especially this year, different from last year, was the international crowd was back, which was
Yeah.
really nice. We had people from Singapore, we had people from Mexico, we had people from the Scandinavian countries and other countries in Europe and Asia and Australia. So it was really nice seeing the international crowd again. Always love working, everybody who's a haunt fan all over the world, or a haunt, attraction producer all over the world. It's always fun. And and it was great. It was great seeing people. We're launching a bunch of new things. We've got a line of giant characters now. We've always done life-size characters, bodies, figures, monsters, and over the winter we made several 7-foot tall characters, clowns, and wendigos and werewolves and zombies. And so we're having fun with that. And our 7-foot characters, they come apart into 2 pieces. Each piece is less than 48 inches long, so it's easy for storage, easy for shipping. So those are really cool. There's me with one. I'm 6'2". So
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
the height on this guy. And that's one of our clowns. There's our Wendigo. Yep. And then the legs come off. So you've got a torso that is about 48 inches roughly. On the horned characters, the horns come off as well. And so that's one of the things. I'm used to working, like I said, from California, like I said, working with people all over the world. So getting big things to people easy is important to us. We also launched a line of glowing under blacklight characters, UV responsive characters. So I've been tinkering around with blacklight stuff for years, but I finally hit the point where I was like, we're doing this. What we're doing with our blacklight characters is the entire piece is cast in glow-in-the-dark rubber. That's
Whoa.
it, glowing in the dark. That's no blacklight. That's after you shut the lights down. All right, so the whole piece is cast in glow-in-the-dark rubber. That way, I don't have to bury it in layers and layers of blacklight paint. We can use those for the highlights, use those for the wounds, and we can get a character that still has that detail and depth that you expect in a Dapper Cadaver prop, but also glows under blacklight. It's going to look good under blacklight. It's going to look good under regular light, and it's going to look good at no light. So we've got some ghouls, some hanging ghostly ghouls like you see there. I got a standing zombie. We're relaunching the octopus and the alien. Those are some popular posable pieces, and we did both of those in a realistic finish and in a blacklight finish. The green alien, that's our blacklight responsive glow in the dark alien, and then there's our gray alien, and they've got posable arms, posable neck, and if you need a sitting version, then we can do. It won't stand and sit because it needs the rigid legs to stand, but we can do a sitting version as well.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. This is, people are saying that's awesome, innovative. Love these. Yeah, these are great. These are really great.
And it's fun too because so each one then winds up having 3 color schemes, because there's the color scheme under full light, there's the color scheme under black light where those fluorescent colors really pop, and then you kill the lights and it's this cool textural green from the glow in the dark rubber. So it's surprising. It's a good it's a fun thing. And we're looking to do some, like I said, we did the alien, we're bringing back the octopus, we're bringing back we got the ghouls and the zombie, and I'm probably going to be tinkering around and making some more fun stuff in the glow in the dark rubber as well.
I love that.
And it's wild. Like, we're getting some great comments about how it is molded as a whole piece out of glow in the dark versus just a paint accent.
Right. And that's one of the reasons it took me, like I said, one of the reasons I was tinkering for a while is I find a lot of the blacklight paints aren't super flexible.
Sure.
And so if you have to go layer and layer and layer, you run the risk of having something that's very delicate. And so we're now working with a glow in the dark paint that is it has a good flexibility for it, or rather a blacklight paint that has a good flexibility to it. So I don't have to get like thick, crusty layers on it. But then also, yeah, we're building it on top of what's already a glow in the dark piece. So yeah, it's going to work.
So, okay, some questions are rolling in.
Yes.
One that I would also like to know: how tall are the aliens?
The alien is about 4 feet tall.
Okay. That's
So
pretty good.
it's around the size that that you think of as like the little green man or the little gray man. So this is it's
So
the
what you're
class.
saying, it's pretty much standard alien size?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
Yep. It's it's based on real aliens.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. All right. So now, Dapper Cadaver, I have to ask this just because somebody asked what the name of your company was because they missed it at the beginning. I'm just going to ask it. First of all, I love it. I love saying it.
Yes.
I recommend
Rolls
it
off the tongue.
It's
basically
fun, right?
just based on your name, right? But tell us, how did we land there? What was that like?
Yeah.
Oh, just where we come up with the name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I wish I had a good story for that. Because I do get asked that a lot. And both
okay. You can set the record
both
straight.
my
You can
wife
make
and
up a whole
I
story now.
what's huh?
I said you can just make up a whole story
I know.
now.
Well,
Yeah.
both my wife and I come from a writing background. We
Okay.
both graduated with writing degrees of all things. And we'd both done some newspaper work and stuff. And so, we like language, and we were throwing around name ideas. Like, we're always throwing around name ideas. And so, yeah, we were throwing around name ideas, and we came up with Dapper Cadaver. We loved it. When we started our shop, we started on Hollywood Boulevard in LA, and I had been a prop maker for a few years now. And before that, I was a toy maker, and before that, I was working on amusement attractions, or other order: amusement attractions, then toys, then props. But so I'd always been making stuff. But since we were opening on Hollywood Boulevard, we were like, well, let's sell clothes too. And so we had like punk rock clothes and like,
Of course.
belt buckles and like some cool stuff. So, like, not only are you getting a good looking corpse, a Dapper Cadaver, you can make yourself a good looking corpse, a Dapper Cadaver at Dapper Cadaver. Now we got rid of all the clothes except for our own
wonderful
Yeah.
shirts.
I love that.
and the shirt glows in the dark too.
Yeah.
And so we've got some of our own swag, but nowadays we're props and decor. We've been props and decor since year 2 of the business. But yeah, Dapper Cadaver, I mean, it means a good looking corpse. That's what we provide you guys with.
I love it.
Well, I mean, and you actually make some of the most realistic props in the business, from your
Absolutely.
bodies,
Thank
from
you.
your body parts, corpses, animals, bones.
Right.
You even make training aids.
We do. And we do crossover stuff as well. So I do stuff for, we do stuff for medical training. We do stuff for forensic training. We do stuff for rescue. I've made water rescue bodies. I've made fire rescue bodies. And so like, actually, some of the stuff that I wish I gave you guys photos of this, but some of the stuff that's like among our more popular haunt items actually started out as training bodies. Our Rotten Ribs Alan is a very popular guy. I think we probably make one of those every month. And we originally did him for a forensic training institute. I think it was the Forensic Training Institute, one of the ones in Southern California. I think it was a local guy. And what they were doing was they were doing a maggot collection exercise where they needed a body that was at the stage where the skin was starting to slough off, and it had big pit-shaped wounds in it where bugs were eating it, and he was going to put live bugs into these pits and have his students collect them so that they could use the bugs like they do in forensic shows to figure out how long that body's been deceased and to determine time of death.
Okay.
So that body was originally designed, and we still use it for forensic training. It's also gross. You heard how I
Yeah.
described it.
Oh yeah.
So people in the haunt industry love it too. We have a body called Bear Attack Jack. That's on the website.
Yes.
We made that guy for that one was designed. So again, I do a lot of custom work. So excuse me. People come up to me at conventions, especially come up to me at the convention. It's a great place to talk because we can do so much face to face. We can do so much over the phone. Give me a call. But custom work, people describe to me their projects. People send me reference images. People send me crime scene photos if necessary. I'll get to that in a second. But the Bear Attack Jack was one. We did it for some forest ranger training.
Okay.
Up in Canada, where they needed to prepare people for what's it look like if you find a body that was eaten by a bear. And we have that body. We've done it for haunts, and we've done it for ranger training. And so we do the most accurate wounding available in the business. I do all my research. And I love a challenge, and I'm not squeamish. You brought up some of these photos here. You got the guy with the autopsy organs. Okay, so this is one of the guys I love to talk to. Always talk to him at TransWorld. He always has the best ideas. This is Charles over at Nightmare Realm Kalamazoo, and he always has the craziest ideas. One of the ones that I did for him that I absolutely loved was he was doing an evil Bob Ross scene. And so he wanted a body with happy little trees carved into it. And so I made that for him. This body here, he wanted a body that was based on Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man. That's the guy with the arms up here and the arms down here and the legs down there and the legs out. That's in the square and in the circle. But his idea was sort of like a mad scientist, Frankenstein's type doctor decided to build a Vitruvian Man by stitching together all these parts of different corpses, and he had the autopsy organs open. So we built an eight-legged autopsy body for Charles over at Nightmare Realm.
Wow, I love the creativity. Holy cow! Which this is great. Go ahead. Sorry, keep going.
Oh yeah, this is another one. This is one. This was one that we did for St. Lawrence Park. Let me just make sure I got St. Lawrence Park in Ontario. Canada, and they wanted a ghostly they wanted a ghostly woman that would be lit by her own candles coming out of her body. And so we did her. You can see she's got some skull peeking out of her face, and then there's like some blacklight responsive. That blue paint is like blacklight responsive. So again, as the light flickers around her, as the light changes, she can appear as a beautiful woman. The right side of her face is beautiful, or the left side of her face is gory and scully. And so, she can kind of change in the flickering light. Getting all of those candles to be supported was, especially with her arms outstretched like that, was more of a challenge than we originally expected. But we got the armature working, and everybody was happy with the result. And again, this is the kind of thing, like I said, I love challenges. I love new ideas. I can make realistic heads in my sleep at this point, but when somebody comes up to me and spits something that I've never heard before, that's the stuff I wake up for.
Oh my gosh, it's artistry. Yeah,
absolutely.
Love this. So which kind of brings us full circle, because the big question, and was going to be something that we asked, like, are you going to stop by the Meter Museum? It sounds like you're going to.
Oh, yeah. And I just, I hope that's like number one. I know it's the birthplace of democracy. There's the Liberty Bell.
Sure.
Ben Franklin. Nicolas Cage stole something there.
Yeah.
Right. But Muir Museum is number one on my list.
Do
Then
you
the
get?
Nicolas Cage thing.
I mean, for sure, it's a close second. It's a close
Right.
second. But do you walk out of there like, can you write that off because it's a business expense because you're going to get inspired, or do you want to sell your services to them? Maybe.
Yes. The answer is
I mean,
yes.
I've done props for museums before. Sure. I've done all kinds of stuff. We did like I've done I just did some regular museum figures. I did a museum figure, a couple of museum figures recently because we have live cast African American people.
Okay.
And not everybody does.
Right.
So we've done a lot of stuff where, we're working on American history. And so we've done a lot of museums where, they look at where they're doing, African American history and that. And we've also, but where was I going with that? One of the strangest museums that I've worked with was I worked with the Museum of Death in Hollywood.
Okay.
Oh,
I did. So we've got some small pieces there, some things in jars and little things like that. But the big thing that I did for them was, are you familiar with the punk rocker Gigi Allen?
yes. Actually,
Yes.
Weirdly enough, let me show my age.
Yeah. So, wow, that guy. So he was this punk rocker, and I'm not even going to get into the worst of his antics, but he was all covered in scars. He'd cut himself. He had all these tattoos on him, and the Museum of Death got the clothes that he died in.
Oh.
And so they needed me to make the Gigi Allen figure to display the clothes on. And so I made like they sent me these photos of him, and so he's got like the long goatee, and he's got like, the one big eye and one squinty eye looking crazy, and like he had banged his head, and he's got blood streaking down his face like one of his shows, and scars and stuff. And so check out the Museum of Death, and that's my Gigi.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Now, for people who are coming to East Coast Haunters and they want to come bring home a piece of Dapper Cadaver, what kind of items could they look forward to seeing kind of cash and carry?
Yeah, sure. I'm going to be bringing some of the glow ghouls. Those will be with me. I'm going to bring the 7-foot clown that you saw.
Nice.
I'm going to be bringing some butcher shop stuff. I'm going to be bringing some frozen. I got a frozen body hanging up that you can hang up, and all kinds of figures, some vampires, and let's see what else. I'm going to bring some gory stuff, some zombies.
Ooh.
So, we got a kid with it's like a ghoulish kind of long black haired ghost type of girl, but like her whole lower face is opened up and like you can see her teeth and like it's all stitched together. And we actually sculpted the teeth. We have a teeth set that we sculpted that is based on kids when they're getting in their adult teeth.
Okay.
Which we use that all the time for crooked, nasty teeth because and if you've ever seen the skull of a kid who's getting in their adult teeth, it's terrifying. Like it's the closest thing humans get to shark mouth.
Oh my gosh. That's so creepy. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad we had you on at this hour so that you can haunt our nightmares.
Yeah.
With some of the descriptions that you've done. I'm all over your website though, of course, because as you're talking about the different body types and things like that, I'm like, I got to take a look and see what your most recent products are. So guys, if you haven't done that, please make sure that you do that. But is it too late to order for this year, for this season?
No, not at all. One of the things with us is, I do work for film and television I do work for a bunch of different industries. It's not just haunt. And so my crew is with me year round. We do sometimes crew up in the haunt season, but like I have a full staff year round. We're used to making stuff for productions that have ridiculously tight deadlines. It's not my favorite to have a ridiculously tight deadline, but we are experienced in that, and we understand the value of a deadline. I hear, haunt people. I hear horror stories of haunt people not getting things in September. Hey, Charles Brandt, woo!
Yeah.
That's my guy.
There he is. There he is.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah. But yeah, you're working on a production, you're working on a stage play, you're working on a movie, you're working on a TV show. If you don't get it on time, like if you're, you can be even a day late and it just means that it's not happening. So
Yep.
We take deadlines deathly serious.
I like that. That's like a
I
bumper
like that a
sticker.
lot.
That's a bumper sticker.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we could talk to you all night long and listen to all of the craziness and the shenanigans, but you've got to get yourself ready for a show in just a few short weeks. So is there anything else you'd like to share with our folks at home before we see you?
You know what? I want to give a shout out to my dad. I don't think he's watching because we're on a computer. But today is his 76th birthday, and so I was just having cake with him before I came here. So, happy birthday, Dad!
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Happy birthday to your dad.
See, April is the month of birthdays.
It is. I love this.
So
Well, oh my gosh. All right,
and actually, since I'm giving a shout out to my dad, I also got to give a shout out to my mother-in-law, who might actually be watching. I don't know. She does like to watch when I'm on things like this. And her birthday is this weekend.
Oh my gosh, happy birthday.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So happy birthday, Pam, if you're watching.
Oh, that's so sweet.
It sounds like maybe some birthday festivities at Dottie Dumplings, maybe, or
crazy.
Okay,
Charles
happy
Brandt
birthday.
is chiming in that his
Charles
dad has the
Brandt.
same birthday as my dad.
It's his 81st birthday today. How
See,
Happy birthday, Charles.
you guys
Sr.,
are connected.
or
This is
what
awesome.
have you.
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Well, thank you so very much for joining us. And
Thank you
what
for
if
having
you want to
me.
give us
It's been
your
fun.
website really quick? Where can we find you before we see you at ECHC?
Yep, check us out. We're Dapper Cadaver. You can look for us online, www.dappercadaver.com. We are also we also have a storefront in Madison, Wisconsin. Come on by. We've got a lot of cool stuff here in the showroom. We do a lot of our stuff is made to order, so you're going to see a lot more on the website than in the store, but it's really cool what you see in the store. And one thing that's fun is we have a glass window in the wall that separates the storefront from the workshop, so you can peek in and see the magic happen.
Oh, that's so cool.
That's way cool, actually.
I love it.
Very
Well,
cool,
thank
BJ. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks for making your TransWorld Live debut, and we hope to see you back here real soon.
Sounds good to me. I hope to be back soon.
Can't wait. We'll see you in Philly.
See you in Philly.
All right. Thank you. Oh,
all right.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
I can't believe it took us this long to get them on. I'm so excited. They have been on my bucket list. So,
well, I'm a huge fan of Dapper Cadaver, and actually, it's partway through the podcast. It occurred to me that I actually have some pending work for them, and that I need to reach out to BJ ASAP for some pretty cool things. But yes, so if you are looking to join them at ECHC, now is the time. Make sure that you get those tickets. And they are booth number
241.
241. Chris, look at you. You're really good at this.
Truly. And thanks to Rich, because he literally just assigned them just this afternoon. So
awesome. That is awesome.
Super excited that they are coming, and you'll get a chance to speak to BJ and talk to him about some custom projects that normally their booth is mobbed. So you'll get a chance to get it up close and personal.
Amazing. Well, this brings us to the end of another absolutely amazing and incredible show.
What a great show.
I know. Chris, what's going on next week?
Next week, we have even more for you. So, of course, same bat time, same bat channel. It's going to be Tuesday, April 16th at 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern. And as we continue on the road to East Coast Haunters Convention, we're very excited for a first-time exhibitor to come onto the show, Dusk Productions, that'll be making their debut here on the show. And then maybe a little bit of royalty, as in, Sir Alan Hops and his amazing wife, Shannon, who are going to be joining us. And we promise there's a few more surprises that have not been 100% confirmed because we are only 2 weeks out. So it's going to be crazy.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. This has been a really great show. And if you haven't got your tickets to see us in just a few short weeks at ECHC, please make sure you do. And definitely, if you missed our friends, Jim and Randy earlier talking about their awesome haunted attractions, go ahead and hit that rewind button and watch them. But if nothing else, we'll see you very, very soon. If not next week, then at East Coast Haunters in Philadelphia. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everybody.